what it do? It's Jqilin here, back with another episode of Katawa Shoujo. I think last episode we had fun times in the track shed. Now Emmy's here to tell us something. I don't know how this is gonna go, but I guess we'll see. So, if you're ready to get this episode underway, be sure to hit the like button. And let's continue. I hop up and open the door, smiling broadly. Hey, nice to see you again. Emmy grins back, staring up at me from her wheelchair.
Yeah, you'd have seen me earlier, but that damn elevator wasn't working. Had to wait for them to fix it. You would think they'd keep it in better order, but no.
I chuckle a bit at her vexed expression and invite her in. She wheels in easily, and with my help she hops into my bed.
There, much more comfortable than that stupid chair.
A sigh of contentment hangs in the air, and for a minute we both just stare at one another. It's at that point where I notice the circles in her Emmy's eyes while she hasn't been sleeping. They're not that dark, but they definitely weren't there before. Before I could ask about that, Emmy fixes me with a mischievous stare.
So I couldn't help but notice you weren't at lunch today. In fact, I don't think I saw you at all. What happened, huh?
Fell asleep. I actually didn't wake up until lunch. Only then because Kenji woke me up.
What had you so tired, huh?
Strenuous workout this morning. Slightly uncomfortable too. Emmy coughs, a half laughing, half embarrassed noise.
Remind me not to do that again.
No problem. It wasn't exactly great for me either, to be honest. We'll just avoid that from now on. Are you, still sore? Emmy stares at me in disbelief. What? It's a legitimate question.
Of all the questions I never thought I'd be asked, that's one of them.
Well, I didn't expect to have to ask it, so we're even. Emmy laughs at this.
I guess so, huh? Well, since you asked, yes, I'm still a little sore. We're never doing that again.
Okay, we get it. We understand. Never again. No arguments from me. A yawn escapes her, and I raise an eyebrow. Tired? Emmy nods sleepily.
Haven't slept well.
Not sleeping well. I can tell that she didn't mean to tell me this either, because she gave a little start like she'd just been caught lying and hastens to add.
It's not a big deal, though.
What's the trouble? Emmy shrugs and refuses to elaborate. You're gonna find out about that later, Hisao. Stressed over exams? Another shrug. After a pause, Emmy nods hesitantly.
Yeah, let's go with that. Exams. Yeah, I guess. Actually, that's why I stopped by.
She begins to look more and more miserable. Not to say you notice, of course, but her eyes are on her lap. She's fidgeting and her voice is quiet.
We need to stop hanging out so much.
Why? Emmy takes a deep breath, like she's been practicing this.
Because you're too much fun to be around. And I can't concentrate when you're near me. With exams coming up soon, I just can't have that distraction. Otherwise my grades will be pretty lousy, I'm afraid.
I can help you study. She smiles at me, clearly unhappy with the situation.
I'd love it if you could, but we actually wouldn't study, would we? Even now, I'm trying to have a conversation with you, but I kind of just want to, not converse.
Overwhelmed by my rugged manliness. I understand. All ladies are just overwhelmed by my raw animal magnetism. This earns me a grin, at least. Emmy shakes her head.
Idiot, you're full of yourself.
Well, I am pretty irresistible. I mean, look at me. I'm gorgeous.
More or less, I guess. So, that's the situation, Hisao. I have too much fun around you, and if I'm going to go into these exams prepared, I need to be alone.
Hey, that's okay. It really seems to have been bothering her. Besides, it's only a couple weeks, and we still get to see each other in the mornings and at lunch. We can just hang out at school, no problem. And after exams, we'll go on a date to celebrate their being over, okay? Emmy grins, pleased by this proposal.
Yeah, sure. That sounds great.
As if to signal the end of the conversation, she leans in and kisses me. The rest of the night was not spent worrying about exams. Oh, I guess she just stayed there for the rest of the night. Good to know. They just had their troubles melt away. It's weird how easily Emmy and I could keep from seeing each other after class now. Actually, I'd venture to say it's vaguely disturbing. As easily as we've come together, it seems we seem to have split apart without much trouble. Well, I guess that's not exactly true. We both been pretty bummed after that last night together. And we get to see each other in the mornings for our runs. And just our runs, might I add. Lunch too. I especially enjoy lunchtime with her. We have plenty of time to talk about everything outside of school, whereas the morning runs have become increasingly businesslike. I think it's because Emmy wants to make up for our foolery in the storage shed. But no matter how much we joke at lunch, I can't help feeling a little worried about her. She seems distracted more often, and I caught her fidgeting nervously more than once. Never figured her to be someone who cared that deeply about exams, but they certainly seem to be taking their toll. Really, it's not about the exams. There are other things on her mind that are bothering her. She's just using the exams as a convenient scapegoat. But you seem to be you seem to be catching on to that.
Even though,
I was going to read on Emmy's voice. Even though they haven't started. This is just the run up, the deep breath before the plunge. Tomorrow, the real trials begin. Or the real exams, anyway. As for me, I actually don't feel that worried about exams at all. I'm not sure why. I mean, they're pretty important. My scores here will determine my odds of getting into a good university. Hell, if I'm too cavalier now, it could spell doom for my academic career. But going into them, I feel confident that I'll come out the other side okay. Muto thinks I have the science examinations locked up, at any rate. Or as he says, the last thing that should give you trouble is my exam, Hisao. It's way beneath your talents. Then again, it is Muto who's telling me this. His praise of me carries the veiled implication of anything less than perfect for me would be a disappointment, which has already caused me to fret more than I should about the exam. Now we're back in the color. It's for that reason I find myself in the library after class, poring over the textbook. Very simple stuff to look over, some formulas for velocity, a few bits about friction. Seems like he's taking a physics class. Walk in the park compared to my dreaded English exam. Never was good with languages. As I flip through my notes one more time, my mind begins to wander. As these exams are over, things should get easier. Oh, because for those of you who don't know, which is probably like all one of you watching this game is supposed to take place in Japan. So, even though we've been reading in English this entire time, Hisao is actually thinking and talking in Japanese. Everyone else is talking and thinking in Japanese as well. We're just able to read it as English. So there are gonna be times where Hisao will actually have to encounter English and he doesn't even know what's going on. So now you know, it's just a little heads up. After these exams are over, things should get easier. Soon we'll be graduated. Then off to college, hopefully. I remember my abortive attempt to find out what Emmy plans to do after high school. She avoided the subject pretty deftly, as I recall. Heck, it seems that just about every time I push too hard, she dances around the subject, or distracts me through other means. Like a few days ago at lunch when Rin wasn't around. I've done it. I'm started for my reverie by Yuko's triumphant shout. Yeah. Yuko seems mortified by my son starting. Oh my god, I'm so sorry, I just got, and I wasn't really, and it was just that. As she stutters, I move to quickly calm her before she gets too agitated. Whoa, hey. My words seem ineffective. Yuko continues to work herself into a complete frenzy. There's a library, that shouldn't be. Easy there, just calm down. I'm really saying that example, I will be fine because I can't wait for right. Yuko! Shouting seems to work, though I draw the ire of several other students studying in the library. Yuko snaps to attention, like a soldier who's heard the captain bark an order. Sorry. Calm down. It's okay. You just startled me a little, and that's only because I was daydreaming instead of studying. So really, you got me back on task. This is a complete lie, but it seems to work. Yuko takes a deep breath and seems to calm down a little. Well, I don't say it's a complete lie. You were daydreaming instead of studying. Oh, well, you lied about her getting him back on task. Instead of just scaring him. Okay. Though she keeps shifting around with a nervous energy that seems awfully familiar. So, what's got you so excited anyway? The Yamaku cat burglar. To her credit, Yuko manages to convey her intense excitement in a whisper. I think I know who it is. I got an anonymous tip as to their identity. So I did some spying, and I think the tipster was right. Oh, really? And who was this, burglar? Yuko shuts her mouth, shaking her head decisively. Nope, I can't tell you that. Why not? It's between me and the burglar. I can't risk you warning him that I'm onto his game. He could tip his hand early and blow town. I'm left with no perk. When did Yuko start talking like a hard-boiled detective? I wouldn't warn them. Why would I care? You gotta ask that question, and you don't need to know. That doesn't make any sense, but okay. Congratulations, I guess. Thanks. What for? The, cat burglar thing? Yuko nods and smiles appreciatively. So, studying for exams? Well, that was the plan. I'm not having much luck, though. Really? Is it because you can't find the book? I'm really sorry. I've been meaning to clean the shelves for weeks now, but I keep being distracted. I'm so sorry. Whoa, wait. It's not that. I've got my book right here. Illustrate the point and hopefully calm Yuko down. I show her the textbook in front of me. My mind just keeps wandering is all. Is it because of the noise in here? I've been trying to be more strict about noise levels, but I can't bring myself to yell at people. I mean, aren't their lives hard enough without me throwing my authority around? No, it's not the noise level either. I promise. I'm just... hell, I don't know. Worried about Emmy. Worried about us. Worried about what happens after we graduate. Emmy's been kind of weird lately. What do you mean? Well, you know how we're dating now. I just don't know that we're actually, a couple. Or at least, I don't know that we're beyond friends. Well, I mean, you don't typically have sex with your friends. So, I would say at least on that front, you're a bit more than friends. But the thing is, Hisao, and like you are a couple, you are Emmy's boyfriend. It's just that there are some things that Emmy's not ready to come clean about just yet. Emmy still hasn't found in herself to become totally vulnerable to you. And I know that kind of distance between you and her is upsetting. The only thing I could say to you is just be patient and hang in there, because eventually Emmy will open up to you and you will have to be ready for that. No, friends normally don't do this sort of thing. We do. Physically, we're a couple. Coupling, at least. It's like every time I try to find out more about her or what she wants to do with her life, she dodges the question. Like the other day, I was talking to her at lunch about some schools I've been looking into, and I asked her, have you been looking into any schools lately? She shrugs her response, says no, and when I ask why not, she says she doesn't think that far ahead. I ask her why she had that policy, and I suddenly realized what I'm about to start describing and wisely decided to clam up. She lied. She changed the subject, with her lips and her tongue and her moaning very decisively. That quickly got me not thinking about asking her about school anymore. Wouldn't talk about it. Maybe it's an uncomfortable subject for her. Or maybe she just doesn't think it needs explaining. Yeah, but it's not just that. Every time I try to find out what's been bothering her, she changes the subject too. It's like she likes being with me, but not getting close to me. Now that I've said it out loud, I feel worse. You could digest this bit of information. It seems to me that you're more serious about this than she is. I can almost feel my stomach twist into a knot. That's not a nice thing to say. It seems like you're more invested in this relationship than she might be. You ever thought of that? It's like no one wants to feel like that they care more about the relationship than the other person. That's just horrible. She's right. That's exactly what it seems like. Well, Hisao, you don't know that. You can't really say you know how Emmy thinks. And plus, the only way to really determine if you're more serious in a relationship than she is by seeing her actions. Do her actions reflect that sentiment? But is that really what's going on? I mean, sorry, I was just talking nonsense. You shouldn't take my advice. You barely know me. I'm just a librarian. I'm single, so you can imagine I don't know what I'm talking about. No, I think you have a point. As much as it hurts to even consider it, Yuko seems to try desperately to find some way to soften the blow somewhat. Block. I'm probably wrong, but if you want to be sure about how obviously wrong I am, maybe you should just talk to her. Get some time alone and just ask about it. And don't let her change the subject either. Yeah, maybe I should do that. Or maybe I should just enjoy what I have. We have fun hanging out after all. And the runs are nice, and the other activities are nice. And talking to her is nice. Do I really need to get closer to her? What I have right now is pretty good. But that's silly. I want to get closer to her. I want to be able to help her out with whatever's bothering her. But maybe I should wait until after exams are over. Maybe she'll brighten up once the stress is past. If she does, then I don't need to worry about it anymore. But if it doesn't, well, I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. I thank Yuko for her advice and head back to my room. Maybe I'll be able to concentrate more on my studies in there. Oh, hopefully Hisao, let's see. But we're definitely getting to the bottom of something here. Definitely interesting. Let's see how the rest of this proceeds. I leave the room after finishing my final exam and breathe a sigh of relief. As I hope, the finals weren't so bad. I managed to breeze through just about everything but the English final. And even that was acceptable. I wonder how Emmy did. Even more so, how she's doing. She looked terrible at lunch today. I mean, she was pretty happy to be out of her wheelchair, but she was so exhausted. Something's been wearing her down. I'm starting to really doubt it was just the exams. Should I confront her about this though? My musing is interrupted by a tap on the shoulder. Hey Hisao, got a minute? Suppose I could spare a few minutes? Yeah, I got some time. Nowhere important to be in, or anything like that. Muto raises an eyebrow as if questioning my statement, then beckons me back into the classroom. I wanted to get some feedback from you, if I could. I know this course wasn't quite up to your level. Don't worry about it. The science school activities more than made up for it. Did they? Well, in fact, that's what I wanted to talk to you about. Do you think that was a worthwhile activity? Just for my own reference? Well, yeah, it was a great way to go further than what we did in class. It was definitely worthwhile. Muto seems delighted by my response. That's great. Exactly the sort of thing I was hoping for. You know, Hisao, I'm really glad you came here. It's always good to have a student who really gets into the subject you teach. In a way, it makes dealing with the rest of the students more tolerable. You're a bright kid, too. You took to this stuff like a duck to water, or some sort of simile. Thanks. You're a great help, especially with that college stuff. There's one more thing, so a bit of advice from one scientist to another. What's that? What does a scientist do? Observe the world around him. Exactly. Good. Simple question, but one most people can't seem to answer. That's the essence of a scientist, so you observe what's there and try to figure it out. But what if there's something you can't figure out? What's a scientist to do if he can't observe something? How, for example, can we talk about quarks when no one's actually seen one? Or black holes when observing them directly is impossible? Well, scientific equipment's pretty advanced. Muto irritably waves away my response. No, that's not it at all. Those are tools. I'm trying to give you a philosophy. Think, if you can't observe something directly, then how can you observe it? Guess? How? How could you guess the movement of a quark? What's your guess based on? Of course. I should have thought of it earlier. The things it affects. Muto claps his hands together excitedly and whoops. Whoop! Yes, exactly. Good. Remember that, Hisao. If you can't examine something directly, it's because you're looking at it wrong. You have to look at it directly if you want to uncover the truth. And if it eludes you, then look at what it leaves behind. That is the essence of being a scientist. We never stop looking for the answer. Never take anything for granted. Observe, experiment, and observe some more. There's a lot of stuff out there that makes no sense to sound. It's your job to get it to make sense. Nothing else. I hope you've learned that here. I think I can remember that. Muto smiles, satisfied. Good. Now go enjoy your time off. You've earned it. And that's why you say you have a few minutes to spare, because Muto basically tells you how to deal with this whole Emmy problem. It's a science lesson that he carry on in his life, which just so happens to be very applicable to this situation he has with Emmy. He doesn't know how to get the answers he needs from Emmy directly, so now he's going to see the things around Emmy, or the things that Emmy affects, and then observe those to get the answers, which I think is a very genius thing that they implemented in this visual novel. I leave the room feeling a little confused. What brought that on? Although, am I going about this thing with Emmy the wrong way? If she won't tell me, then can I go about it some other way? The question keeps spinning in my head even after I make my way back to my room. What if she gets angry about it? Besides, what if it's nothing? If I go in and refuse to leave until she tells me what's wrong or something, won't that come off as clingy? I don't want to start a fight or anything over something like this. Maybe I should just drop the matter and see how she is tomorrow before I do anything. Would it be so bad to just let it go? It's not like we don't enjoy each other's company. But odd as it seems, I really want to help her. I don't even know what if or if there's anything at all she needs help for. But I want to. Suddenly a knock on my door rouses me. I open it to see Kenji. Oh, it's you.
It's me. That's it. I mean, you have any idea what I've been through? What I've done to be happy to see me, dude? I mean, that was some epic you may never see me again shit. In here, you're just acting like I went down to the store for some milk. You're a cold man, Hisao. I really respect that.
Thanks, I guess.
It's smart to play it safe, you know. Don't show any emotion. Keep your cards close to your chest. Unless it's time to show your cards, or you have bad cards. Then you should fold it and collect your winnings. Do you understand?
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. I take it the mission went well.
Well, awfully nosy of you, isn't it? You can't just go saying things like that. Things are at a delicate stage. One wrong move and bam, the evasion succeeds.
I thought you were going to blow the conspiracy wide open.
It's bigger than I thought. I had to update my charts. And probably change some of the puppets around. You wanna help? I got some whiskey from somewhere. You can fill me in on everything your investigation has turned up.
Better not. I'm supposed to meet her today. Gotta go do that. Can't raise suspicion. Kenji nods in approval.
Still keeping it close to the chest, eh? Okay, man. I respect that. Good luck.
Thanks. I'm gonna pretend that for my own sanity, he's wishing me luck talking to Emmy. And if I squint, that whole card analogy he's talking about works here. Time to lay it all on the table. Or see if I can get Emmy to do so, rather. With a sense of something approaching purpose, I head for Emmy's room. Oh boy. Here we go. I hop up the stairs leading to her room and knock on her door.
Who's there? Who's there?
That's odd. Her voice sounds a little choked. Hey, it's me. Thought I'd stop by.
Hisao? Come on in.
I reach down to open the door only to find that it's locked. More and more curious. Your door's locked.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Give me a minute.
In a few minutes, Emmy opens the door, grinning.
Sorry, I had to put my legs on. I was napping.
Despite her grin, there's something definitely off. Emmy's eyes are slightly red and it looks like she's been crying. Hey, no problem. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
It's just that you look like you've been crying. Oh yeah, Hisao, you're off to a great start on this one. Well, I mean, you're just pointing out something obvious. And there's no harm in that, unless you make it a bigger deal than you intended it to be.
What? Nah, I'm fine. I'm just happy to see you.
Immediately,
Kiss.
distraction. She punctuates this with a long kiss that continues as the door slams shut behind us. I know what she wants to do now. I'm also painfully aware of how badly I want to do it too, but I break the kiss with a wrench of self-control that nearly kills me. He's like, no, little head. I know how much you want action, but the big head needs to think for once. Hey, wait. Emmy's eyes crinkle in confusion.
Huh? Wait for what?
We need to talk.
Isn't that supposed to be my line? And never a good thing to say?
She's got a point. It's usually the lead into a breakup, or the prelude to a fight. Maybe it could be a good thing this time. That's the hope anyway.
Can at least get into the bed, because my first day back on these things I'm still readjusting. Plus the nurse said I should try to be on them less often, since running put such a strain on them.
Can't argue with that. It's a trap. We both know it, and we both don't care. Then again, it's awfully hard to get angry while in bed with the object of your affections, so maybe there's that motivation too. I set Emmy's legs by the bedside and sit down next to her, throwing an arm over her shoulders. It sounds we just enjoyed being able to be in this position again for a few minutes. Then, of course, I need to ruin it by opening my mouth. Oh boy, it's about to go down. Look, I know that you've been having kind of a rough time of it lately, and I want to help you out. I thought it was the exams getting to you, but now I come into your room and you've been crying. That kills me. But I can't do anything if you won't talk to me about it.
I told you, I'm fine.
No, you're not. It's obvious something's eating at you. You can tell me, you know. There's a slight increase in tension in Emmy's voice.
Why is my saying I'm fine not good enough? You're concerned, I get that, that's cool. But I'm fine, and it's nothing you need to worry about.
Not sleeping and spacing out more than written doesn't strike me as being fine. I want to help.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I don't like seeing you like this. I want you to be happy, you know. I get the feeling that came out wrong because Emmy fixes me with an icy stare.
So you want to fix me, Hisao?
She's definitely getting angry now.
Want to swoop in on your white charger and save the day? Stop the nightmares, the phantom limb pains. Restore what's lost.
Her voice catches in her throat and tears start to flow.
Well, you can't. Nobody can. Nobody will.
I'm so stunned by her sudden verbal assault that I remain quiet. None of us say anything for a while. I'm surprised that Emmy tightens her grip on me rather than pushing me away. It's because she wants to rely on you, Hisao, but she also doesn't want to open up. And this is causing so much conflict inside of her, especially since you're trying so hard to get closer to her when all she's done in her life was push people away because she was afraid of other people coming close to her. And now you're rooting that for her, so she's terrified. After a deep breath, she starts talking again.
Look, I'm sorry. There are these nightmares. About the accident.
Ah, the accident. I should have known. It took her legs after all, but it never comes up, of course.
And I usually deal with them fine, because I can run. Running clears my head like nothing else. I don't have to worry about anything while I'm running. I just concentrate on breathing and the rhythm of things. It's easier that way. Life's easier that way. Just keep moving forward, you know. Nothing else matters. Just getting around the next curve. And then it's the next curve, and the next, until I can't go anymore, or think anymore, or do anything but slow down and walk until I catch my breath again. And something like that. After something like that, nothing else matters. But I've been stuck in this goddamn wheelchair for too long, so no outlet. Today just kind of boiled over a little.
You could have talked to me about it, you know. You didn't have to go it alone. Emmy smiles sadly like she's trying to explain to a child that all fire burns.
Yeah, I did. And I do.
But why? Why do you have to keep going through this alone? Why can't you just trust me enough to let me help you? That smile again. Emmy leans in, kissing me on my cheek, an almost motherly gesture. She leaves her mouth close to my ear. She confesses this one thing to me.
Because, Hisao, I already had everything I knew ripped away from me once. I don't know what I'd do if it happened again.
She pauses, as if uncertain as to whether or not she should continue. I could feel a violet churning in my gut. She continues.
So I can't rely on you, or the nurse, or anyone else. Just me. That's how it's got to be.
Having delivered that short speech, she looks down and covers her mouth with the back of her hand. The conversation clearly over. I search for something to say but can't think of anything. Maybe I should go. For now. I've got stuff. Emmy doesn't even look up. She sounds tired or relieved. I can't tell which.
Okay, Hisao. Go take care of that stuff. I'll see you tomorrow.
I get off the bed and head for the door, pausing at the doorway. Hey, Emmy.
Yeah.
1,000 things I want to say. I'm too mixed up to say any of them, though. After admitting that she'll never let me close, it feels like my world's just been ripped out from me. What happened at that accident? I know she lost her legs, but that's never seemed to bother her. What happened there? What scares a girl so badly that she won't accept help, even from someone she loves? I don't know, but I want to know. I want to know so badly that being denied an answer feels like a knife in my guts.
Hisao, you were saying?
I'm still standing in the doorway. Nothing. Never mind. And I'm closing the door and walking down the hallway, down the stairs, out the door, into the dark. So I wander back to my own room, my brain doing a mile a minute or 60 miles an hour. Both going nowhere fast. I can't figure out how to deal with this. I thought that moving forward was a good thing. Dwelling less on the past that I can't change, living in the present and looking at the future. After this thing with Emmy, I'm not sure anymore. She was saying the truth. It's simpler to look at the next curve, ignoring the path gone by. No worry about the opponent left behind. No care for the spectators on the sidelines. And unfortunately, no time to watch out for lagging teammates either. I throw myself down on my bed, looking at the one corner of my ceiling, as if the answers I want were written there. No such luck, of course. She's literally running away from something. But how could I not have been doing the same? But have I not been doing the same thing? Trying my best to forget about my hospitalization? I am getting better, but my health isn't going to magically fix itself. Emmy has 2 legs instead of a heart to deal with, but those aren't going to magically fix themselves either. Maybe this is just as fixed as the both of us can get. The room becomes darker and darker, until I can't tell I'm looking at a corner anymore. The morning comes too soon, on the heels of a sleepless night. Is this how Emmy's been spending her nights? Staring at the wall or ceiling, trying to stop thinking about whatever it is. Her, in my case. That clenched feeling in my gut is still there.
I can't rely on you.
Words spoken so casually. Almost like she were teasing me or chastising me for suggesting that the earth is flat.
That's how it's got to be.
The way it's got to be sucks. I'm feeling so miserable that I might nearly skip the run. That would be stupid though. It's not something I should do just to see her. Sure, that was the original reason, but it's something more now. I started to enjoy the running itself. There are worse ways to get the blood flowing anyway. Never thought I'd say that after that first week or so, but I feel a lot better after a run, like no matter what else I do today. I at least have done that one thing. Wakes me up too, and Emmy herself says that running always clears her head. Maybe it'll help clear mine. I hope so. The morning is cool and clear, yet a bit humid. Summer is making itself known, it seems. Emmy is already stretching out when I arrive, and greets me with a smile and a wave.
Hey, Hisao.
The sight of her so chipper is like a kick in the nuts. Ugh, how dare you be so happy? How could she be so happy after yesterday? She gives me a hand. I give her a half wave and I'm surprised to receive a hug.
Hey, about last night.
Here it comes.
I wanted to say thanks. I actually managed to get some sleep for the first time in a while. I think it's because of our talk. So, thanks. How could she sleep better after our chat? She basically told me she wouldn't get any closer to me.
And that let her sleep well? Excuse me, but what the hell? Emmy doesn't even notice my bafflement or chooses not to notice. No telling with her anymore. Oh, no problem. Glad it helped. The venom that threatens to drip into my voice is controlled for now. But I think I better start running now before I do anything stupid. Emmy seems equally willing to get started, and before long, we're darting around the track. I can tell she's feeling more relaxed. That her running has gone back to her more graceful movements I remember from when I first watched her. There's a stark contrast to the most brutal way she's been curling herself around the track these past few days. My talk really seemed to have helped her. The pity it couldn't help me. I get into the rhythm of the running, thinking back to when I couldn't force thinking about anything else but keeping my breathing steady and legs moving. Guess those days are gone. At least for the first couple of laps. Annoyed at the lack of success I've been having at clearing my head, I increase the pace. Ah, there's the burning sensation in my legs. The breathing coming ragged in my chest, pounding in my heart, which I still need to be careful about. But it does seem to have gotten stronger. I can feel it pumping blood through my veins. The sound thumps in my ears, thrums in my ears, but instead of feeling panic as I was that day in the snow, I'm instead filled with elation. Yes, it's working. My heart, that fatal flaw that landed me here, has improved. I'm able to keep going now. Maybe one day, I'll be able to stop worrying as much. Right now, it doesn't matter that I have no idea what to do about Emmy and me. All that matters is that my arms and legs continue to pump in concert with one another. Nothing else. As I hit my final stretch, I remind myself that running really does help, though not as much as I hope. I do feel better, and as I walk a few laps to cool down, I begin to remember last night in a slightly less emotional manner. Emmy wants me to stay distant from her. I can't bring myself to do so. There's gotta be a way around this, some kind of middle ground I can reach. Not sure what that middle ground is, though. Damn, I was almost feeling optimistic.
Nice run, Hisao. You really improved.
Nice run. That's all I can hope for now, isn't it? Congratulations, Hisao. You're pathetic. I gotta change my attitude. Well, I am pretty awesome.
Yet I just keep saying things that I don't mean.
Any second now, I'll be as good as hiding my problems as Emmy is.
I like to think so.
Why did she do this to me? Say something like that with such real affection in her voice that makes my heart leap. She doesn't mean it. She can't. She does. That's the problem with Sal. Things are complicated. She really does care about you. But the problem is she's scared to open up to you. And because she's scared, there's still gonna be that boundary between until she's no longer scared to open up to you. But the thing is she really does care about you. And she's hoping that you care about her too. But the problem is it's frustrating because basically you want her to do something that she's not ready to do yet. But that thing she's not ready to do is directly conflicting with that instinct you have to want to solve her problems and to support her. It's definitely a bit of a head scratcher, and a hair puller, most definitely, but I mean, it is what it is. The only thing I could say at this point is the fact that she does care this much about you means she definitely wants you in her life. And if she wants you in her life and she feels like that you're not going anywhere, then eventually she will open up to you. But then you need to show her that you're going to be the kind of person she can feel comfortable opening up to. And the question is, how can you be that person? I must be doing a worse job than I thought, because Emmy peers closely at me.
Hey, you feeling okay? Maybe we should get to the nurse, huh?
Yeah, I'd hate to keel over on you. Emmy looks a little shocked at my bitter tone.
Don't say things like that. You've already done it once before, you know.
Why does she act so affectionate? She doesn't really care. I thought she made that clear. But despite all that, I find myself apologizing, even though I shouldn't have to. Even though she, even though she's probably just putting on an act. Sorry. Come on, let's see the nurse. I can't get myself to calm down the whole time. Every time I feel like I've gotten over what happened last night, Meek does something or says something that shows affection, I'm back to the beginning. The image of her ending that conversation haunts me. It was like the final twist of the knife that left me feeling bereft of any hope that Amy and I could be more than what we are. And what we are at this point. A little more than friends who happen to fuck. And really, it's not like I don't enjoy the time I spend with her. It says so the other day myself. I very nearly didn't bring anything up with her. I was hoping to hop in there and let it ride, wasn't I? Yeah, but you showed restraint because her well-being mattered to you more than busting a quick nut. With this running through my head, I find myself in front of the nurse's office, still brooding as he checks out at me. Yeah, I think this is a good place to wrap up this episode. We got into some deep discussion today, which I think is good. It's nice to have these kind of discussions here on the channel, and hopefully the things that we talk about here through this series help some people who are thinking about things or kind of going through some things. And I hope you all are enjoying this series so far because I certainly am. In any case, I want to thank you all for watching. Be sure to leave a like button and subscribe to stay tuned for the next installments of Katawa Shoujo. I've always loved this visual novel, and I can't wait to actually finish the Emmy route and see what other routes I'll get to play in the future. In any case, it's been real. It's been fun. It's your boy Jqilin. Ciao for now.